The Cabela's job was really cool. It was a grand opening in Allen, Texas, and it was along a major freeway. So we installed 3 giant wildlife replicas. There was a turkey coming out of a field, a deer jumping out of the woods, and there was a bass in the wetlands by the river. As a person was driving along the freeway, they would see these 3 animals on the way to the new store.
We met the installation crew that was contracted locally at the store where the inflatables were delivered. It's pretty chaotic at the grand opening of a Cabela's, I'm here to tell you. So it took a little while to locate all of our equipment. Once loaded onto the trailer, we moved to the location where the inflatables were set up. And they were distanced over about a mile previous to the store. First location was alongside the freeway, and there was no access to the actual site where the inflatables are set up, so we had to drag a 450-pound bass about 150 yards into a field where it was going to be set up. The installation took a couple hours between shifting the balloon to get the prime visual on it, combined with the fact that the ground was a bit unstable, so we had to use 5-foot stakes. The important purpose of that was the inflatable was going to be up for 10 days and taken up and down every night. So the winds in Texas combined with whatever weather would come up, we had to make sure that the inflatable was going to stay put. The generators were brought on location as well because the electricity wasn't available. And then there was action plans set up for the inflatables to be managed over the course of those 10 days, which included fueling as well as setting up and taking down on a daily basis. Once the inflatables were up in place, they were real head turners along the side of the freeway.
The inflatables looked really great. Some things that you need to keep in mind if you're doing outdoor events. First of all, plan for power. If the inflatables are too far away from an electrical source, you're going to need a generator, and you're going to have someone available to refuel the generator if the event goes on past 1 day. You're going to want to make sure that you checked with the city and have all of the proper permits. Each city has their own rules and regulations about how long you can have an inflatable set up. You're going to want to have an emergency plan for weather. That's one of the major things about outdoor setups, is you can't control when the next storm is coming, and if there's going to be strong winds, you're going to need to take the inflatable down. Finally, have a concept illustration of how the inflatable should look in the environment, which direction it should be facing, and have that illustration available on site when they're getting ready to set the inflatable up. These things will save you tons of time and ensure that the end result is just fantastic. Learn more about this project and get tips to help you plan your future events. Download our workbook at the link below or on our website at landmarkcreations.com.